We follow up an absolutely pathetic Sunday with Monday Night Football. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're here to finish off week 10. And if I have more gray hair in my beard, you probably already know why. It was the worst Sunday in NFL football I have had since starting the channel, and I'm here to just face the music. I was horrible, pathetic, garbage. It was just all the adjectives you can think of. I'm irritated by it, but that's betting. You're going to have days like these, so we're going to have to face the music and just keep grinding away. So we'll go over all the recap in just a little bit. Quick reminder, NBA Best Bets video will be out later tonight for the small Monday slate, so check that out. But after dealing with that kind of a Sunday, and I'm sorry for anyone that did tail, we got to give a free month away to two different people for Outlier. So here's what you got to do. Like the video, leave a comment, and we will pick two random people, and you will win one free month of Outlier like we've been doing. And we're going to announce this on the NBA video for Tuesday, just so you guys know, because we don't want you guys to wait till the next NFL video for Thursday Night Football. So like, comment, and then check out Tuesday's video and see if you won, and then we'll go from there. But anyways, let's get right into it, and that means it's time for the NFL fun fact. So here we go. Heading into Sunday, Derrick Henry had more rush yards than 16 NFL teams. That is absolutely insane. In this video, we are going to recap the Week 10 bloodbath. I mean, the bets, whatever they call it. And then we're going to preview, give our best bets. I got two of them right now for you for the Dolphins and the Rams on Monday Night Football. And we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. Continue to help this channel grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we're on our way to 32,000 subscribers. If you guys just hit subscribe, just joined the channel, and tailed my NFL picks for Week 10, I apologize. It was, like I said, the worst weekend I've probably had on the channel for NFL, but we'll bounce back. So let's get it rolling, and that means it's recap time. All right, it's time to do the hardest thing I'm going to do all week, and that is recap Week 10 in the NFL. Here we go. Under 39 Titans Chargers. You see it down there in the notes, guys. It was a fitting way to end my day. It really was. They were pretty much running the clock out. They throw a garbage time touchdown with like 30 seconds left, and we lose. That's just how it goes. 49ers team total over 27.5. Check out note number 3. Moody missed 3 freaking field goals, and that's why we lost the team total over. They had plenty and plenty of chances. Again, I can't kick it for them. That's just how it goes. 6-point teaser. We stay on an absolute roll with 2 easy winners. Pittsburgh won outright. Philly crushed the Cowboys. Just another one. I think that's 3 teaser wins in a row now. So luckily we got that. And then you guys already know the 2 Thursday Night Football winners, and that was it. I mean, it was... I don't even know what to say, guys. Kyler Murray under 202.5 pass yards. He had 199 at halftime. The Jets are an awful, awful organization. They are a terrible team, and they are literally no better with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams than they were with Zach Wilson last year. They really aren't. I think they've maybe scored less points. It is just, either way, just a terrible read. I did not know Kyler Murray was the next coming of Joe Montana. Younghoe Koo over 2.5 PATs. Really nailed 2. But the Falcons had about 2 other possessions, maybe 3, in the red zone, getting close to the end zone. They just couldn't punch it in to get him his 3rd. That's how that goes. Najee Harris over 63.5. Ends with 50-something. Got taken out for a little bit because of an injury. Next play, I think Jaylen Warren had like 9 or 10 rushing yards. Things like that happened. But either way, he just didn't run as efficiently as I thought he would. George Kittle over 58.5. Why not just go for 57, right? So falls 2 yards short. I don't know what else to say. That's just, it is what it is. And then the latter parlay had absolutely no chance. So DeAndre Swift, I may have missed also up there. The Bears offense was terrible. And when I say terrible, that's actually a big understatement. Their offensive line was pathetic. Caleb Williams was not good. Their whole offense sucked. So when you have something like that, when you have over props on a team like that, you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, they barely had any passing yards. The whole thing was just a debacle as they get crushed by the Patriots at home, and they are falling apart at the seams. So those are all the player props. Again, I have never had a day where I've lost every single player prop in the NFL on a Sunday, but I guess you got to do it one time, right? And then Sunday Night Football video bets. That game is just about to start as we record, so I do not know what's happened. Hopefully, for the love of everything, we can get 2 winners to end the Sunday night. But we'll check up on that. We'll recap that later. But anytime touchdowns, Justin Jefferson did not get a touchdown because the Vikings did not score a touchdown. How about that? Against the Jaguars. The Vikings offense is falling apart as well, but they did win. Darnell Mooney touchdown. Ready for this? Go to note number 4. 33-yard catch, tackled at the 1-yard line. Thank you, Mooney. Jalen Hurts touchdown. the only one bright spot I had today. So that is the Week 10 recap. It was horrendous. I am disgusted by it. But you know what? Again, I will keep grinding on, and we're going to keep trusting the process. Might have to mix in some more unders. We will adjust, and we will bounce back. So that's page 1. Let's go check out page 2 now. And everything we just said, we were almost up 4 units. Had a great Thursday. Everything, all the momentum that we had was heading in the right direction. And then everything we just did just lost. So we went from up almost 4 to down 3.04 units. There is the breakdown on everything. Took a huge hit in the player props, which were trending towards getting up 10 units. You know what? It was a bad weekend. I'm taking full accountability for it. We got to move on and got to be better. It's a very wild, just a lot of inconsistencies going on this year. So that is the bets recap. Thank you for letting me ramble. I don't want to talk about it, but you know what? We got to be transparent and go through every single one of them. So that's what we got. Now let's talk some Monday Night Football. All right, we head out to LA where the Rams host the Miami Dolphins. Rams minus 2.5. Total in this game is 49. Before I get into my two best bets, I will say a lean is I like the over 49. There's a chance I add it as a third play. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this one, especially Dolphins on the road. They play a lot of over games as well. But let's talk some preview and trends before we get to those two best bets. Dolphins are now 1-14 straight up and 5-10 against the spread the last 15 games as an underdog. Big injury news here. Tyreek Hill, he's questionable. I think it's a wrist injury. Last I saw, it's going to be a game time call, so make sure to keep an eye on that. But Miami's season has absolutely fallen off the rails, just like my Week 10 Sunday did. They've been struggling. They've lost 6 of the last 7. The only win was against the Patriots. Rams getting healthier, playing better. Now have Puka and Cooper cut back. We'll talk about that later. They're coming off an overtime win against my Seattle Seahawks. It hurt me. It sucked. But they are winners of 3 in a row now against the Seahawks, Minnesota, and the Raiders. And then Rams 2-2 against the spread at home this year, 4-4 to the over/under. And then Dolphins 2-2 against the spread on the road team, so nothing big there. 3-5 to the under, but again, Tua's injuries were a big part of that as well. So let's get into the best bet. First one is a player prop. Give me Jonnu Smith over 3.5 receptions at minus 120 on DraftKings, a half unit play for me. He's quietly been a big part of this offense. So let's dive into Outlier and check out all the stats for Mr. Jonnu. So if we go to 2024 right there, we scroll down, we can see that he is over in 4 straight games. So it's been pretty good. In fact, 21 catches in the last 4 weeks. So what I want to see is, because you guys are probably thinking, well, he's different quarterbacks, all that. Let's see how he is done with Tua now. So what you can do here on Outlier, which by the way, the link is below for a 7-day free trial. You go games with player, you click in Tua, you hit apply, and then we head down and we can see, well, he's over in 3 of the last 4 games. And in those 3 games he went over, how about 15 catches in the last 3 games? His only miss was all the way back in week 1, which he wasn't as big of a part of the offense. So now if we scroll down and you can see receptions and targets in the last 3 with Tua, 7, 6, and 6 targets. You like to see 6+ targets when you need someone to catch 4. But those targets in the last 3 weeks, they're 9th most for tight ends. I'd love to see that. Now the matchup over there on the right versus tight ends, you can see the Rams 16th. So it's pretty much an average matchup, nothing there, pretty neutral. I think the Rams are going to obviously be more focused on Tyreek if he plays, Achane, Waddle, all these other guys that they have, all the weapons they have. So some tight ends versus the Rams now. Bowers had 10 catches. Tucker Kraft had 4. Cole Kmet had 3. A.J. Barner for the Seahawks last week had 4 catches. They have not faced a ton of high target like some of the elite tight ends. They faced San Fran. George Kittle was out. He didn't even play. So I think that number's a little skewed. They are a team they have a linebacker crew that's just not a great coverage linebacking core. So I think he's going to be able to find some yardage here in the middle of the field. I do like his receiving yards over as well, but he does have a low ADOT, average depth of target. It's only 6.47, so he does have some games every once in a while where he just has like 4 or 5 catches, and it's for like 25 yards. Now, he can also break a few big plays. He's had some good yardage after catch and all that. So I do like both. I'm going to lean receptions for me, though. If Tyreek misses this game as well, we're getting a huge discount. I like this either way. Tyreek can either take them down the field, distract them, have Jonnu underneath, or if Tyreek doesn't play, it might just be more of a volume that gets him to 4 catches. So that's my first play, Jonnu Smith over 3.5 receptions. Now the second one, let's go over to the other side of the field. Matthew Stafford over 250.5 pass yards at minus 113 on FanDuel for a half unit. We cashed him last week. Let's cash it again. And last week we cashed even with Puka Nacua getting ejected early in the game over what they call was a punch. It was really just a slap. But let's dive into Outlier now with Matthew Stafford and go check out all the numbers. As you can see, 2024, he's only over this in 4 of the 8, okay? You think it's not a great hit rate. He is over in 3 of the last 4. So let's talk about it now. Let's switch to games with player, you can go here, and we're going to add 2 players. We're going to add both Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp here. So there you go. There's Puka. Great names, by the way, for receivers. And then we got Cooper Kupp. We hit his name, and then we go to apply. So we go down here, and how has he done now? 3 games this season, over in all 3. Not just that, you can see up there, he's averaging 298 pass yards per game with them this season, okay? So now, let's switch to last season, 2023, or actually, let's just we can go to last 10 even, too. So if we go to last 10, we can see he's over in 9 of the last 10, which is 9 straight games. Yes, he is over this line in 9 straight games with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp on the field. He is absolutely elite. Those guys make a world of difference, obviously, and he's averaging just a ton of yards. I mean, we're talking almost 300 passing yards per game with those 2 guys on the field. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, they show you like a pass run clip as well, and you can see that the Rams are above average when it comes to passing the ball. They pass it at a 59% clip, 41% run rate. So they're a team that likes to pass the ball. Yes, Kyron Williams can get some yardage on the ground, obviously, in this game as well. But they do like to pass, and with Nacua and Kupp, they can get yards in chunks as well. So now the matchup over there, you can see the Dolphins, 5th in passing yards allowed. It's a tough matchup if you go by that number. Absolutely, I get that, and I think that's why we're getting a little bit of a discount. But let's talk about that. Kyler just threw for over 300 yards against them 2 weeks ago. And then the quarterbacks they faced before that, Anthony Richardson, we know he's a guy who maxes out at 10 completions. Jacoby Brissett, not good. Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, not great. Geno Smith, one of the first quarterbacks that can throw for yards, well, he had 289 against him. Josh Allen only threw it 19 times in one of their matchups because they ran all over him. And then another matchup last week, he had 235 yards. Trevor Lawrence in a game where they only threw it 21 times. The quarterbacks have been pretty easy. I mean, when you have Anthony Richardson, Jacoby Brissett, Mason Rudolph, your numbers are going to look a little bit better than they are. So this is going to be one of the better passing attacks that they have faced, if not the best. So that's why I think that number is a little bit overvalued there in that situation. But overall in this one, big chunk plays. He is going to feed Puka Nacua. He's going to feed Cooper Kupp in this game. I don't think the Dolphins have enough in the secondary and quite enough pass rush to really make this difficult for him. So I like him to go over 250.5 pass yards for the 10th straight time with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp on the field. So those are my 2 best bets. Again, a lean on the side or total. I do lean the over. I do lean the Rams in this one. I may have another added play. If I do, it will be in the pinned comments on X and on Discord. So thanks for listening. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. There it is. Jonnu Smith over 3.5 receptions at minus 120 on DraftKings for a half unit. And then Matthew Stafford over 250.5 pass yards at minus 113. That is a half unit play. When you have the week 10 I did, you have to have some half unit plays right now. I mean, you just got to get back on track. You got to see it go through the hoop kind of thing in basketball. But let's end the week with some winners. Hopefully, as you're watching this video, if you're watching the night before, we're getting some winners on Sunday Night Football as well. But thank you guys for all the support, whether it's a great week, bad week. I appreciate it. Enjoy talking sports every single day with you guys. So that's all I got. Hope you have a great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.